Happy New Year, good morning, and welcome to a special edition of The Christy Taylor Show. I'm your host, Christy Taylor, and my special guest is coming all the way from the NYC. We're talking about the Harlem Princess herself, Vina Love. Welcome to the special edition of The Christy Taylor Show. Oh, you know something? Let me make sure I make your mic real hot. Microphone check, 1 2 1 2. There you go.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning to you too. First of all, you look so refreshed. Did you get enough sleep? Because I think I'm a little sleep deprived.
I'm actually on 3 hours of sleep right now. So thank you. I'm exhausted.
Oh, wow. Well, first of all, thank you so much for joining me this morning on, can you believe it, the first full week of 2022. How did you bring in the new year?
This was actually my first new year without my immediate family. I was really with a lot of my friends, and this is my first new year like being out on the town kind of situation. And it was weird, obviously, because of COVID and everything, but we made the best of it. It was really a great night.
Wow. Now, of course, growing up hip hop New York, that means your family includes a legendary father. Let's talk about your family real quick.
My family is amazing. They're amazing, but they're crazy. But it's a crazy mixture because my mom and my dad, which a lot of people don't expect, my mom and dad still get along very well. So we have like these little mixed events. Sometimes we'll like do holidays together. As of right now, though, everybody's like real separated because of COVID. So it sucks, but it's okay. We'll be back together.
Now, of course, your father is the reason why you're on the show, growing up hip hop New York, and he is a legendary DJ. That is Kid Capri. How much of an influence was he on the career path that you're taking now?
Honestly, I didn't grow up as like, I'm going to be a singer. I'm going to be in the music industry. My dad is like, yes, this is what I want to do. That wasn't the case. I was actually going to school for a whole other thing. And when I left high school, well, I went to performing arts school. And then when I left high school, I decided I wanted to go to school to be a lawyer. That didn't work out. And then I took a year off from school. I started to make music. And the more I started to learn the business aspect of it, that's when I started to, take certain components from my dad. Like, okay, he does this way. Let me be mindful about how I say this. Let me be mindful about how I do this, and just really be mindful about how I conduct myself. So he's influenced me a lot on the business aspect, but it took a while for me to even tap in with what he does.
Well, tell me this. You said performing arts school was your high school. So what was your focus in school? So what was your focus in high school when you were in your performing art years?
So I started school, I was going for singing. I auditioned, and they were doing like this big play, and freshmen couldn't audition because you were too young. You didn't have the training. And I went home that day and I was like, Mom, they're doing the show. I can't audition because I'm a freshman. She's like, you need to go in that school and you need to audition anyway. And that consisted of singing, dancing, and acting. I never took an acting class before. I was a dancer first. I started dancing at 2 years old. So the dancing part was easy for me. So I went, I danced, I sung, I acted, and they loved it. And I ended up I think it kind of like broke a barrier because you weren't allowed to do certain things. And after that moment, when I got the main part, it was like, okay, we like this.
Wait a minute. First of all, let me get this right. Vina, you were a freshman auditioning, which was kind of like not the thing. Not only did you audition, you became the lead of the production.
Yeah.
What was the production? Theater is my first love. What's the production?
The name of it was Living in the Life. And I played Vanessa, which was a young woman who the story was based in New York, and it was about a young woman whose mom is a construction worker. She's very aggressive and she really doesn't have much love in her heart. And she's like pushing her daughter out the door, and her daughter has to find a way to, make it in the world, also while being a singer, also by being this young, pretty girl in the middle of all this madness. So it was a wonderful story. There were a bunch of other characters as well that, just enhanced who Vanessa was. Right. But it was an amazing show. It was amazing.
So I can see where even from high school, like you said, dancing, since the age of 2, but being
Mhm.
able to delve into singing and acting in high school. But at the same token, where did the attorney part come in? I'm trying to.
So during my senior year of high school, I was I honestly, I don't know what came over me. I was always so busy in school because I always had rehearsal. I was playing volleyball, like I was doing a lot in school. And during my senior year, I was doing so many things and I kind of got bored a little bit. My
Yeah.
grades were amazing and it was like, okay, I need to fill this time in, like, because I've done everything else and it's my senior year, so it's really not much else that I could do in this building. So I signed up for college now with John Jay, and because I always wanted to do law, it was just never like in my, like, we were never in alignment. And so finally I got the time in the space. I signed up, I applied. I honestly didn't think I was gonna be accepted into the program because I was doing so many things. Like I had so many extracurricular and I thought they were gonna feel like it was a distraction. But
Right.
they ended up accepting me into the school and it was crazy. I was like going to college and doing my senior year at the same time. Like it was nuts. But it was an amazing experience. And it just it taught me things and it prepared me in a way that I didn't imagine. Like I want to be in this business. I didn't imagine that I was going to be a singer in the music industry. So going to college and learning certain things, it just set me up. Like it was like, okay, when you go out into the world, don't forget you have these tools because you went to school for this. It's like, oh, okay, the entertainment law stuff, like being able to have certain conversations, read through certain contracts. So it was amazing.
That is so important. I mean, you really said a mouthful. A lot of people don't understand that even if you're not going to, because my brother, he also is deep in the music game as well. But during his years as a music creator and producer, now he owns a label, but
Mm-hmm.
he really did delve into what you were talking about, learning how to read those contracts, being exposed to the attorneys
Yeah.
and the accountants so he can understand the business aspect at a deep level. So
Mm-hmm.
what you're talking about is really good. And for you to do that, like high school, college,
Yeah.
your college years. Now, I understand you just had a milestone birthday.
Yes.
Can I tell you that I really do love your IG? I
Thank
really be
you.
sure. Okay, it's scrolling across the bottom, everybody. And good morning and happy New Year to you too, Aaron Kearney, who is one of our leading businessmen in the city of Memphis. So appreciate him checking us out. He has an amazing restaurant, sis, and they
Nice.
just opened up a Stella adult bar and bistro. Maybe you can come down, honey, and hang out with them and
I would
perform.
love to come to Memphis.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Okay. So we need to make that happen
Yeah.
legitly. So 25, the
Mm.
milestone birthday.
Yeah.
Okay. Your IG showed me a little peep to it. But tell
Mhm.
about how you celebrated that milestone.
I had an amazing birthday, which I anticipated for it to be all over the place. And I also thought I was gonna just do something really calm because every birthday is just so just big and drawn out. So for my 25th, I really did want to chill, and that's not what happened. It ended up being this really big, amazing celebration. I released my single NFS, my video also, and I spent it with a bunch of other talented people who care about me. And yeah, it was amazing. I went through so many changes this year. I released so many people from my life and pulled
Ooh,
in new ones. So
yeah.
for 25, I had to celebrate because the energy around me was so amazing and I couldn't pass it up. So I ended up having this big party and it was amazing. I loved it. It was great.
Now, I'm so grateful that you're talking about, and you're turning 25 and some of the soul cleansing that you've gone through, which runs it back to 2020 and 2021. How did you personally process a global pandemic and the changes that brought about in your personal life and professional life?
Mhm. During the beginning of the pandemic, my me and one of my really close friends, we were staying together and we really only had each other. We were away from everyone else. We were away from the city. We were far. And we were just like, you know, it starts to dawn on you later on. Like in the beginning, it was like, okay, we're just in the house, like we're fine, like we're okay, we're eating, we're doing this, whatever, whatever. Then later on, it becomes like really lonely, really sad. You can't go to the studio,
Yeah.
you can't get on stage, you can't interact with the people you usually interact with. So it became really, really depressing for me. And the way everyone was able to, find their business or find their new, thing that they fell in
Yeah.
love with, I found myself like going like this, like, okay,
Mhm.
Davina, like you got to pick it up. But it was really hard. And then you're on social media all day because you want the entertainment. You want to be connected to the world. You want to see what's going on. But at the same time, that's where all the negativity is. That's where all the people who are dying, you're seeing all the stories, people who are really sick, you're just seeing everything and then there's no privacy anymore. So you're seeing
Yeah.
stuff like on Instagram that's automatically clouding your mind and your energy. So it was really difficult. Like I really had a hard time. And in due time I ended up pulling myself out of it and, getting back into my groove. Thankfully, God bless. But yeah, it was really hard for me. I never want to give anyone the idea that I have it all together at all times. I'm human and
Yeah.
sometimes it gets really hard. And I'm a woman. And I'm a woman in our country, and I'm a black woman in our country, and I'm a black woman in our country in the music industry. Like it's really intense. So I had a hard
You
time,
have
but
said a
it
mouthful,
worked out.
sis. You have said a mouthful. Even with the self-identification, being able to tap into that at such a young age. Well, 20 in your 20s,
Mm-hmm.
it is the forming of who you are,
Yeah.
period. So to be able to be reflective and insightful, it really speaks well to your upbringing.
Mm-hmm.
And as I've heard that even though you're called the Harlem Princess, I think that your
Mm-hmm.
dad, Kid Capri, gave
Yeah.
you that you have really tried not to fall into the trap, even on the show, Growing Up Hip Hop
Mm-hmm.
New York, of being a princess. And can you tell me why that you haven't leaned into that? Because that would be so easy
Yeah.
to do.
I think because the reality is that yes, I'm a princess in terms of character. I'm a classy woman, but I'm also very rugged and rough and I'm a real New York girl. I just have a certain way about me because that's how my mom and my grandmother raised me. But I'm being a princess means you don't really know what hard work is sometimes. Being a princess means you're very soft and delicate at most times. And I'm neither of those things. I am a bulldog just with a pretty face and a pretty vibe. So
So you said I know how to wear it lightly, but you're
yeah.
very tapped into who you are. So New York women have certain personas.
Mhm.
Do you try to live up to that, to the New
I
York
don't even
woman?
try to live up to it. It's just naturally there. Like the way I speak, the way I walk. Like I'll see someone from out of town and they'll be like, oh, yeah, you're from New York. Like I can see it all over you. And it's like, yeah, I know. And just that attitude alone is like, yeah, she's from New York.
So growing up hip hop, let's talk about this show very quickly. How did you even get connected to that, and why did you choose to do it?
So they had reached out, pitching the show as a family show.
Yeah.
Um, Anyone who knows me, I have no shame in saying this. Everyone at the network knows I was against it. I was not a fan of being on reality TV because I know my reality and I know me as a woman. I wasn't, I don't think I was prepared to be what the show needed me to be in terms of drama and all of those kind of things. Like I was really focused on music and just, really being wrapped up into my career. So when the show came, I was just like, reality TV, this could go left really fast and I could become a liability really fast. Like I don't even want to put myself in this position because all in all, it's reality TV. No matter how much of a family show it is, you still need
Yeah.
drama. So I was very hesitant, but time went on. We took a couple meetings and the conversation was great. So we decided to go forth with it. And my dad was with me, so it was like
Yeah.
we could do this. Like we'll be fine. Um, After taping and everything and the show releasing, um, it was a wonderful experience. I learned what to do and what not to do on camera. I learned how to compose yourself in situations that you feel like you may not have self control over. So finding tools to calm you down and not say certain things because at the end of the day, when the lights go off, my career is still my career. So I cannot do anything on this show that's going to make me a person that no one wants to work with. So I learned a
You
lot.
know something, Vina? Okay, I've been in the entertainment circles, not to the degree that you are, because you
Mhm.
all, are from a different generation. The camera
Mhm.
lights, social media. I mean, so much could be exposed. But from
Mhm.
17 till now, a good 40 years in, you are speaking some old school insight that oftentimes, sadly, a lot of generations younger don't tap into. Where did you get that source of wisdom?
My mom. My mom is my manager. She's been my manager my whole life. And she's one of the strongest, she is the strongest woman I know. And I've watched her be a butterfly through a room full of men and have to earn her respect and be knowledgeable and be able to have a proper conversation.
Mhm.
So, with being a beautiful woman, that's already a distraction.
Yeah.
So, if you can get your point across while being that and walk out the door with the deal done, that's like immaculate. And I see her do it all the time. So, becoming a woman and going out on my own and being outside, I just took those tools. Like, okay, this is how my mom is. This is the only way I know how to be. So, it just, rubbed off on me.
I really like that. And of course, I got to make sure Takara Hodges said happy belated birthday. Also,
Thank
Aaron
you.
Kearney, he said if you're in Memphis, yes, he will definitely get you to at Salt. So
Absolutely.
we'll have that conversation off
Mhm.
air. So the show, you were anti-reality show, but you were able to learn how to navigate that. But at the same token, they do try to play up romances in drama.
Yes.
So what romances and drama have you had to kind of skirt through that made the headlines and made the blogs?
There were social media is a funny thing, and reality TV is another funny thing, and it can go like social media. You pretty much have more control over what people see
Yes.
about you.
Mhm.
Reality TV is really not so much like you're on camera, and then what happens after that is out your hands. Like whatever
That's
the
true.
editing process is, you have nothing to do with that. So a lot of times, you'll be sitting there watching the show, and it's like, wait a minute, I don't think I said that in
But the
this
way they
situation. Like,
edited, yes, the way they
like,
sliced it,
but
yes.
it's reality TV. You can't even be upset because it's what you signed up for. So I saw an episode where I was supposedly dating Fat Joe's son, which was really weird because I have a wonderful relationship with Fat Joe, wonderful, like for most of my life, and we've never it's never been this. Like I never got that energy from him. I never it just wasn't that. So when I
From
seen it on
Ryan,
TV,
you
I was
never
like,
even got that energy from Ryan.
yeah, I was. So when I seen it on TV, I'm like, hold on, wait a second.
Oh my
I didn't
goodness.
even know how to respond to everybody. But then it was like, okay, if you know Vina, you know that that's not even. If she was dating someone, we wouldn't even know who it is. Like we wouldn't even, and she wouldn't even be on TV. Like it was just so. It was like if you know, you know. But it was weird. It was definitely weird, but it's okay. We got through it.
How did you work through it? Because you had to give some response to it in the
Mm-hmm.
show. So how did you unravel that for the show and yourself and your fans?
Yeah. In real life, I took it as a joke, which it made it
Oh,
easy. It made it easy. No,
oh,
seriously, because if it's not real, it's a
yeah,
joke.
it's a
It's either
joke.
a joke or it's a bad joke. It's one or the other.
Oh, yeah.
So it wasn't hard to be like, oh, I ain't worried about that. It's just work. On TV, it was the same thing. Like, okay, this is just work. Do your job, get it done. If you want to flip the story in your favor, make sure you do it in a smooth, calm way. And that's that. You don't want to seem difficult. You don't want none of that.
And
So
it's so
that's what it
interesting
was.
because there was an episode that I saw because I had to kind of read up
Mm-hmm.
on you, where you actually had to go to Ryan with oh, I can't think of the manager's name right now. Oh, and there was a little confrontation.
Yes. Yes. That was my Aunt Medina. She
Yes.
was yes. And that wasn't even on a liking each other kind of situation.
Yeah.
Like the situation was that he had a show that the whole cast we all came to, and the show took forever to start. Like it was a lot. It was a lot going on, and Ryan was in such a bad mood that he wasn't able to do his job.
Yeah.
So I was coming from a friend standpoint, like, yo, we're in the same industry and I get it. I have days where I'm a woman. I have a lot of days when I do not want to be bothered. I'm not feeling good. But I still get up and I do my job. I get up and I get on stage. I go take my pictures. I go do my interviews. There's
Right.
nothing.
Right.
I'm thinking right now, I can't think of one thing that stops me from doing my job unless I'm sick and I'm in the hospital or if I
Yeah.
break a leg, and that
Yeah.
doesn't happen.
Yeah.
So I was trying to explain that to him. Like, Ryan, do your job, bro. Like, everything else, push it to the side. You don't feel good, do that later. But do your
Yeah.
job. And don't be mad at us for telling you, like, yo, it's a better way to do X, Y, and Z. Don't take it
Right.
as we're trying to attack you. Look
Mhm.
at it as we're really trying to be your friends and tell you, like, yo, there's another way of doing things. But that's not how it went. That's not how it went at all. And
Yeah.
it exploded.
Yeah, that was very interesting. So when I was finding the fact that they tried to create a love interest there as well, I was like, oh, that's
Hmm.
kind of interesting. Just the
Yeah.
way that. But like you said, reality TV is what it is, and
Hmm.
it's can be high drama if you go
Yeah.
there. But I think that you have been able to successfully navigate it, and I
Thank
hear
you.
that you are now from the high school years, going into the music. Of course, you brought up the fact that I know one of the songs that you dropped a couple of years ago, Air,
Hmm.
has found, life again in the new TV show Harlem that is
Yeah.
featuring Megan Good. But
Hmm.
also your song Drip, and you just dropped hashtag
NFS.
NFS.
Yes.
Look at hashtag
Yes.
NFS. No funny.
Hmm.
Let's talk about that song and what inspired it and where are you in your musical journey right now?
So NFS came from um, many years of being confused about the type of music I wanted to make. Who did I want people to see me as? When I released Air a couple of years ago, I initially wrote that song for someone else. So when I decided to keep it and I released it, it was like, oh, this is nice. But then when I released the next song, Stay Mad, it was like, wait, what is she doing? Like, what is this? Why is because the next song was really who I was. It was written for me.
Right.
So there was a like I created a lot of confusion, which I love because I really don't ever want to be like figured out. But at some point I had to say, okay, let's stop everything. This is who I am.
Okay.
Anything after this is just me being versatile. But this is Davina, Vina Love, and this is how she feels. If you don't like it, don't talk to her. If you can mess with it, let's work. Let's do it. So NFS, when you listen to the song, it's really about telling people to F off because a lot of times when you don't, they feel like they could take advantage of you, talk to you however you want, talk to you however they want, deal with you however you want, as if you don't have boundaries. And this is not just on a relationship tip, but, friendships, workships, business ships, whatever it is. Don't play with me because I'm not one to play with. And I'm really a wonderful person and I would love to show that. So I don't want to be put in a position to not be able to do that. So I'm top two and I hold both spots. And when I pull up, I make the block hot. And that's just that simple. Like, and it's like, she's from New York. Like we hear it, we see it. Like, go on, girl. Yes. And then you watch the video, it's like, oh, but she's really a beautiful, nice
Yeah.
girl. Like, okay,
Yeah.
this is nice. So it just ties into each other. And I'm happy people are starting to see me for who I am. And we're just going, keep adding to it.
Yeah, I love the music video that you did for that song. And so when
Thank
I
you.
I listened to Air because I did know that it was in the TV show. But
Mhm.
when I saw the music video, I was like, wow, okay, okay.
Thank
Her
you.
creativity, her theater background is
Yes.
showing through. So
Yep.
I would advise you all to check out Vina Love on her
Mhm.
YouTube channel. Very interesting palette. And I see that
Mhm.
the path that you're going down now is going to be more, I guess you could say, hip hop soul. Would you call it hip
Yeah.
hop soul? Yeah, hip hop soul. Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, and it's a good look on you. Now, when it comes to you also transitioning into beyond the reality TV show into narrative television and film, tell me about that process and how's it going? Because sometimes it can be
It's great.
difficult. Yeah, because some people can't make that switch from reality to, um,
So that's the
yeah.
thing. After my senior year of high school, I took a year off. I made music and I decided to go back to school. I went back to college. I went to AMDA, which is in Manhattan. It's a performing arts conservatory. So it's a private school. And you learn many different things. Speech, you learn how to speak with your body from your feet. You learn how to use your diaphragm while having conversation rather than only when you sing. I
Correct.
learned a lot of things. Just the whole Broadway aspect of everything. And if you're any kind of music entertainer, I think everyone should
Yes.
go through some part of that process
Mhm.
because you
Mhm.
learn little technical things that
Yes.
you should pick up on as an artist and as a performer, as an entertainer. So for one, being able to sing, dance, and act on stage at one time, many
Yeah.
people can't do that. Beyonce can do it fluently, but that's not a thing that
Everybody
everyone knows
does.
how to do.
Correct.
Like,
Mhm.
so going to school for that just made everything like, perfect. Like it just worked out because now that I want to really go into doing movies and commercials is like just tap into my memory bank. Like, okay, you went to school for X, Y, and Z. You still got your notes and stuff. Like, go tap back in and like let's do this because this is already who you are. This is already what you've been doing all your life. So I don't think the transition. Well, it really doesn't feel like a transition, but I don't think going into the acting business head on is going to be extremely difficult because I've done it for so many years.
Mhm. So have you already started, do you have an agent, and are you more, because I hear you saying commercials, which most people don't think about, and
Yeah,
becoming from radio and the experiences that I've had, there's money in so many facets that most people don't think about commercials. Yeah,
yeah,
you can have reoccurring checks on a commercial.
yep,
Um, so commercial work, voice work,
hmm
definitely. But
and
as
jingle
far,
work.
and jingles, yes,
Yeah,
because you're a singer. Definitely,
hmm
that's money right there.
yeah.
That nobody even has what they call mailbox money. So when it
hmm
comes to the television and film, as far as the narrative pieces, do you have your eyes on? Okay, not to be funny. Are you trying to join the Power universe?
I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't
Okay.
mind at all. Like shows like that are easy for me because I'm pretty much a product of
Yeah.
my environment. So it's pretty like I could go on those shows and it'll be like
Yeah.
fluent for me. So I would love to be on Power or BMF or Snowfall, any show like that. I would love to do. But I'm interested in all kind of roles. Like I'm interested in things that I've never even imagined doing. So I'm really open to it and I'm excited. And my whole life I play dress up. So to actually be able to do that for a living in real life with my personality, I think is going to be amazing. I can't wait to see like the roles and everything I'll be, tapping into.
Speaking about, as we come to the wrap up, to dress up, go to her IG, ladies and gentlemen. Now, one thing I will say is you don't take yourself seriously all the time. You do a lot of,
Mm-hmm.
young related stuff, TikTok types
Yes.
things. But when you do show and flex your fashion sense, it's pretty strong. There was one
Yeah.
particular, well, other than your birthday attire, which was very colorful, very electric blue.
Yes.
But there was one particular photo session that you did where you were in this very canary yellow.
Mhm.
Um, and
Yes.
it was very editorial. Who did that? Because I like,
Thank
I'm an
you.
artist. I'm an
Mhm.
artist, a hidden artist. A lot of people don't know. Matter of fact, this picture above me is something I did. I'm a closet
Nice.
artist. Most of my stuff shows in my graphic design, like the way I
Mhm.
do my shows. But when I talk about photography and I saw that, I was like, "Ooh, I like that." So who
Mhm.
did that? Who was the photographer, and what was the purpose of that shoot?
So the photographer's name is Xavier. He's I'll actually, if you follow me on Instagram, I'll post his Instagram in my story so you can follow him. He's really dope. And the photo shoot was for Creations magazine, and it was like I met these group of people, and they were like, we want to give you the world. Let us do it. And I was like, okay, sure, no problem. So we like went over some designs. They told me like these are the looks we want you to have, and I'm very vocal in what I like and do not like. So I was able to say no to this, yes to this, no to that, and put my input to make everything, feel and look better. And I remember the day we shot, it was I want to say 12-hour shoot, 12 hours straight, because I don't like to take breaks only because it takes the momentum away. I like to just
Yeah.
stay like on my. So it was a 12-hour shoot, and we were just flying through outfits, flying through hair, like just doing it. And when I'm sitting back and I'm looking at the pictures, because like I said, I'm very, very involved. So I don't like to do things and not know what it looks like. So as we're shooting, I'm looking back at the picture, I'm like, this is crazy. Like, this is really dope. Like, this is really nice. And it took about a year for the magazine itself to come out. But when I've been in a couple magazines, but the top moments for me was Harper Bazaar and this. Like, I saw the spread with all the pages. I'm like, oh my God, like, this is crazy. So shout out to Creations Magazine. It was a wonderful experience.
Now, most recently, I know that you did get a little blurb in Rolling Stones, correct?
Yes. Yeah. Oh, that was crazy. I forgot about that. I forgot about that. Yes. And in India. Like, what? Like, why are y'all even thinking about me over there? Like, how do y'all even, like, how did this happen? And that was amazing too. I couldn't even believe that. That was nuts.
Well, wow. Okay, I hear those New York sirens. I love it. You are definitely in the NYC and Harlem Princess, Vina Love. And you all can check her out. New seasons of Growing Up Hip Hop New York. Will that be rolling out? What's happening? Are you done?
I'm not sure. I'm done.
You said deuces and now on to the next.
Yes.
You did, and you did it so gracefully. I know you did.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes, absolutely.
So how can we support you? And what's next that you can whisper to us? Yes. I heard something.
It's a lot going on. Everybody can follow me on Instagram at VINA_LOVE. That's where most of my content is. I'm really trying to cut down on all the social media. So I have one social media that I'm really like tapped into, which is my Instagram. It's a lot of new things coming out. I have new music about to release. I have a new video, Options, getting ready to release also. And the video to that is so nice. I'm so excited. And I have a lot of music coming out with Capella Gray. A lot of different producers I'm making music with. So it's a lot. Just, follow me on Instagram and like catch the vibe because it's going to get crazy.
I love it. Well, thank you so very much. And 2022, other than the music, what are your other big aspirations or setting intentions, goals, or resolutions?
I want to start my shoe line. I want to, yes, because I feel like oftentimes we stop at a certain point, like finding things that we like. And I like so many different things, and I just want them all to be in fruition at the same time, like just doing stuff. So I'm gonna start my shoe line. I'll be making music. I'll be doing shows. I'll be all over the place. And yeah, I really can't say too much. I'm trying to, say it without saying too much.
That's right. So she's going to be a very busy young lady in 2022. God's grace and mercies to you and your family. Tell your father I honor him and thank him for making, and your mom for the great work that they did, not only in their own careers, but in who you have become as a young lady, and also a continuation of their legacy in this entertainment industry.
Thank you so much.
Thank you all, everybody, for checking out this special edition of the Christy Taylor Show. And Takara Hodges said, congratulations to you. She is a fashionista. She actually is a stylist, has an online boutique. So I know she's super geeked, and I know be sure to follow her, Takara. Maybe one day, when she comes to Memphis, you all can connect.
I'm coming to Memphis.
So. Okay, so we're gonna make sure so when we wrap up, you stay right. Stay still. Don't leave me, because I want to make sure I connect you with a couple of people here. But everybody, happy Friday. Thank you all so much for checking out this special edition of the Christy Taylor Show. You can always share this, watch the replay on YouTube, as well as watch the Christy Taylor Show inside the Taylor Tilton Hour every Tuesday at 10 a.m. We are in Memphis, Rome, Georgia, and Chattanooga. Y'all got to keep up with us. Yeah, we're going to be taking over the world, Austin Power style. Until next time.